Hi, Dolly Nipples here, and today I am discussing female privilege. The narrative going around is that men have more privileges than women, and that women in Western countries are oppressed by the patriarchy. I want to tell you that women have many privileges that men do not have. A lot of you may know about the lenience in prison or jail sentences, the bias towards mothers in custody cases, and you can argue about the bias toward women being part of the patriarchy, but still, it's a female privilege. And lower rate of suicides, combat deaths, and injuries and deaths in industrial accidents. What you may not know is that it is acceptable for women to flirt with and compliment men in public, even total strangers on the street. I've experienced that personally. One day when I was walking out of a store, I saw a nice-looking young man taking his shirt off by his car. Now, I'm in my 30s, and I didn't know how old he was, so I asked him his age. He asked me why, and I told him it was because he was hot. I just didn't want to mistakenly flirt with someone underage because that would be wrong. Now, if I was a man saying this to a woman, I would get slapped in the face, and anyone who witnessed this would rake me over the coals, possibly even record and post the incident on the internet. My life would be ruined. But because I have female privilege, my flirtiness, while it could be unwelcome, may have boosted the man's ego. Now, I'm not the prettiest woman in the world, kind of on the fat side, but the point is, it was more acceptable for me to flirt with that guy, whether I knew him or not. Now, the wage gap is a myth, gals. I could be earning more if I had pursued a degree in college for a high-paying field, but I didn't. I mostly concentrated on art and maybe some business. Women also take time off work. As for the feminine hygiene products, well, for me, that isn't a big deal. Besides that, men have to deal with our bitching while we're going through our hormonal withdrawals in the luteal phase, before we start menstruating. Men also have to deal with very inconvenient erections. Think about it. While women do get aroused, it's not as obvious. No telltale tent. Also, a man can get raped by a woman, regardless of what the law says. In some places, a woman who commits statutory rape on a boy and gets pregnant with this kid can later sue for child support and not even get in trouble, while the poor man has to pay his rapist. So while men certainly do have perks, they come at a high price. Remember that, ladies. Check your privileges, or you may end up lonely.